One of the most difficult things about speaking another language is using the expressions which sound most natural to native speakers. If you translate directly from your own language, you're going to have some problems. In this lesson, we're going to learn 50 natural expressions for agreeing and disagreeing. Section 1. Strong agreement. Number 1. Exactly. New York City is the best city in the world. Exactly. There's nowhere else like it. Exactly. The energy there is incredible. Exactly. I'd move there tomorrow if I could. Number 2. Absolutely. We need to save more money before we make a decision. Absolutely. Now is not the right time to spend. Absolutely. A little patience goes a long way. Absolutely. Better safe than sorry. Number 3. You're totally right. Social media is taking up too much of our time. You're totally right. I've been thinking the same thing. You're totally right. We need to set some limits. You're totally right. It's becoming a real problem. Number 4. I couldn't agree more. Traveling is the best way to learn about other cultures. I couldn't agree more. Nothing teaches you like real experience. I couldn't agree more. You see the world in a completely different way. I couldn't agree more. Every trip changes you a little. Number 5. That's a great point. We should get a second opinion before we decide. That's a great point. I hadn't thought of that. That's a great point. It never hurts to ask someone else. That's a great point. Let's not rush into anything. Number 6. No doubt about it. Learning English opens a lot of doors. No doubt about it. It changes everything professionally. No doubt about it. I've seen it make a real difference. No doubt about it. It's one of the best investments you can make. Number 7. 100%. We need to treat our customers better. 100%. That's what keeps them coming back. 100%. It should be our top priority. 100%. Everything starts with the customer experience. Number 8. Definitely. We should book the flights early to get a better price. Definitely. Waiting only makes it more expensive. Definitely. I always book at least 2 months ahead. Definitely. Let's look at options tonight. Section 2. Mild or partial agreement. Number 9. I think so too. It's probably going to rain this afternoon. I think so too. Those clouds don't look good. I think so too. I'll bring an umbrella just in case. I think so too. We should move the party inside. Number 10. I suppose you're right. Maybe we're expecting too much too soon. I suppose you're right. These things take time. I suppose you're right. We need to be more patient. I suppose you're right. Let's give it another month. Number 11. Fair enough. I think we should split the cost equally. Fair enough. That sounds reasonable to me. Fair enough. I'm okay with that. Fair enough. Let's do it that way. Number 12. That makes sense. If we leave early, we'll avoid the traffic. That makes sense. Let's go at 7. That makes sense. An hour can make a big difference. That makes sense. I didn't think of that. Number 13. I can see your point. Working from home has a lot of advantages. I can see your point, but I still miss the office. I can see your point. It does save a lot of time. I can see your point, though it's not for everyone. Number 14. To some extent, yes. Big cities are stressful places to live. To some extent, yes, but they have a lot to offer too. To some extent, yes. It depends on the person. To some extent, yes. I find it overwhelming sometimes. Number 15. I guess you could say that. Getting older makes you appreciate the small things more. I guess you could say that. I do notice it more now. I guess you could say that. My priorities have definitely changed. I guess you could say that. Life feels different somehow. Number 16. There's some truth to that. People are less patient than they used to be. There's some truth to that. Everyone seems to be in a rush. There's some truth to that. Technology hasn't helped. There's some truth to that, though I think it varies a lot by person. Section 3. Polite disagreement. Number 17. I'm not sure I agree. The old part of the city isn't worth visiting. I'm not sure I agree. I thought it was beautiful. I'm not sure I agree. There's a lot of history there. I'm not sure I agree. It was one of my favorite parts. Number 18. I see it differently. The movie had a great ending. I see it differently. I felt like it was too rushed. I see it differently. The whole last act confused me. I see it differently. I wanted more from the finale. Number 19. That's not quite how I see it. The meeting went really well today. That's not quite how I see it. A lot of things are still unclear. That's not quite how I see it. People seemed frustrated. That's not quite how I see it. I think we need another one. Number 20. I'm not convinced. One more week should be enough time. I'm not convinced. There's still a lot to do. I'm not convinced. We might need at least 2 more. I'm not convinced. Let's not promise anything yet. Number 21. I'd have to disagree on that one. Price is the most important factor when buying a car. I'd have to disagree on that one. Safety comes first for me. I'd have to disagree on that one. Reliability matters more in the long run. I'd have to disagree on that one. I'd rather pay more and have something that lasts. Number 22. I wouldn't go that far. The new office is absolutely perfect. I wouldn't go that far. The meeting rooms are still too small. I wouldn't go that far. The location is a bit inconvenient. I wouldn't go that far. There are still a few things to work out. Number 23. That's a bit of a stretch. Everyone in this city speaks perfect English. That's a bit of a stretch. Most people know some basics. That's a bit of a stretch. It really depends on the neighborhood. That's a bit of a stretch. I've met plenty of people who struggle. Number 24. I have my doubts about that. The new system will solve all our problems. I have my doubts about that. No system is perfect. I have my doubts about that. The last one caused more issues than it fixed. I have my doubts about that. Let's wait and see before we get too excited. Section 4. Direct but respectful disagreement. Number 25. Actually, I think the report is ready to send. Actually, I think we should read it one more time. Actually, I think a few numbers need to be checked. Actually, I think it's missing the conclusion section. Number 26. With respect, I disagree. We should cut the budget in this department. With respect, I disagree. That could really hurt the team. With respect, I disagree. This area is already understaffed. With respect, I disagree. The results here speak for themselves. Number 27. I don't think that's quite right. The deadline is Thursday. I don't think that's quite right. I have it down as Friday. I don't think that's quite right. Let me check the email. I don't think that's quite right. I'm pretty sure we were given an extension. Number 28. I beg to differ. Everyone loved the new design. I beg to differ. I heard quite a few complaints. I beg to differ. The feedback online was pretty mixed. I beg to differ. A lot of people found it confusing. Number 29. That's one way to look at it, but the simplest solution is always the best. That's one way to look at it, but sometimes things are more complicated. That's one way to look at it, but cutting corners can cause bigger problems later. That's one way to look at it, but the simple option isn't always the right one. Number 30. I respectfully disagree. The best way to learn a language is in a classroom. I respectfully disagree. Immersion is far more effective. I respectfully disagree. Real conversations teach you more than any textbook. I respectfully disagree. Most fluent speakers learned outside the classroom. Number 31. That's not really accurate. The project only took about a week to finish. That's not really accurate. We worked on it for almost a month. That's not really accurate. There were a lot of revisions along the way. That's not really accurate. It was much more work than it looked. Section 5. Softening your opinion. Number 32. In my opinion. Some decisions are too important to rush. In my opinion, we're moving too fast on this one. In my opinion, the first option is the safest choice. In my opinion, we should wait until we have more information. Number 33. If you ask me, how do you think the interview went? If you ask me, it went really well. If you ask me, I think I could have done better. If you ask me, I think I got the job. Number 34. Personally, I think. When do you do your best work? Personally, I think working in the morning is more productive. Personally, I think that I work best at night. Personally, I think that being in the office is best for me. Number 35. I might be wrong, but what time does the store close? I might be wrong, but I think it closes at 9. I might be wrong, but I think it's open all night. I might be wrong, but I think it's open 24/7. Number 36. Don't quote me on this, but do you know what the company is planning? Don't quote me on this, but I think they're planning to expand next year. Don't quote me on this, but I heard the deadline might be pushed back. Don't quote me on this, but I heard there's going to be an announcement soon. Number 37. For what it's worth, I'm still not sure I made the right decision back there. For what it's worth, I think you made the right call. For what it's worth, I didn't think the presentation was that bad. For what it's worth, I think you did a great job. Number 38. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure the meeting is on Thursday. I could be mistaken, but I think it's actually on Wednesday. I could be mistaken, but I thought we moved it to next week. I could be mistaken, but I don't think anyone confirmed the time yet. Section 6. Keeping the conversation going. Number 39. What makes you say that? I don't think this city is very safe anymore. What makes you say that? Has something happened? What makes you say that? I haven't noticed any problems. What makes you say that? I thought it was fine. Number 40. I never thought about it that way. Learning a language is really about learning a culture. I never thought about it that way. That's really interesting. I never thought about it that way. It makes a lot of sense. I never thought about it that way. You've changed my mind a little. Number 41. You make a good point, but we should just cancel the whole event. You make a good point, but a lot of people are counting on it. You make a good point, but canceling now would cause more problems. You make a good point, but let's explore other options first. Number 42. I get what you're saying, but let's just skip the presentation and send a summary instead. I get what you're saying, but some people really need to see it live. I get what you're saying, but the client specifically asked for a presentation. I get what you're saying, but I think it's worth the extra effort. Number 43. Let's agree to disagree. I'll never understand why people love horror movies. Let's agree to disagree. I think they're great. Let's agree to disagree. We're clearly not going to change each other's minds. Let's agree to disagree. That's what makes life interesting. Section 7. Changing your mind. Number 44. You know what? You're right. We really should have booked the hotel earlier. You know what? You're right. I should have listened to you. You know what? You're right. This is going to be a problem. You know what? You're right. Let's see what we can do now. Number 45. I hadn't thought of it that way. Saying no to things can actually be very freeing. I hadn't thought of it that way. That's a really good perspective. I hadn't thought of it that way. It makes a lot of sense now. I hadn't thought of it that way. I'll have to think about that. Number 46. That changed my mind a little. Remote work actually helps people be more productive. That changed my mind a little. I always assumed the opposite. That changed my mind a little. The data is pretty convincing. That changed my mind a little. I'm willing to give it a try. Number 47. I'll take your word for it. The food at that new place is amazing. I'll take your word for it. I'll give it a try this weekend. I'll take your word for it. You haven't steered me wrong before. I'll take your word for it. I'll make a reservation tonight. Section 8. Neutral or diplomatic responses. Number 48. It depends. Is it better to live in a big city or a small town? It depends. It really comes down to what you value most. It depends. Big cities have more opportunities, but small towns have more peace. It depends on where you are in life, honestly. Number 49. There are two sides to it. Social media has been good for society. There are two sides to it. It connects people, but it also divides them. There are two sides to it. It depends on how you use it. There are two sides to it. I don't think it's all good or all bad. Number 50. I see both sides. It's hard to know whether to take the job or stay where you are. I see both sides. Security is important, but so is growth. I see both sides. It's not an easy decision either way. I see both sides. You really have to go with your gut on something like that. If you liked learning these expressions, don't forget that you can practice them with me in a private class on Microsoft Teams. Just go to my private website or italki to schedule your first lesson. Thank you, channel members, channel subscribers, private students, and Patreon members. And as always, see you in the next lesson.